welcome to Sports Opinion, the weekly sports talk show on Channel 18. That's Public Access TV. My name is Dirk Keller. Good friend Bob Boyd.
You're Dirk Keller.
I am.
Oh, good.
I am. And this is our good friend, Buddy Supple.
Buddy.
And this is everybody's friend, Earl Murphy.
Earl the Pearl.
Earl Murphy.
Pearl.
Joe Murphy's behind the cameras, behind the lights, making this show happen.
We couldn't have it without him.
Although I never know which camera to look at, that's okay. Doesn't
I have that
matter.
problem.
It's Public Access TV.
They all come across.
Yeah.
So here we are after week one of high school football, and just before one of college football. A lot of excitement in the air. Last weekend, all three Iowa City high schools opened on the road. Two of the three were victorious. West High went up to Linn-Mar in Marion and thumped them 49-14.
They had it coming.
Yeah, they did. And, Linn-Mar didn't score until the very end of the game when the scrubs were in.
Yeah.
And West High has got a very good team.
Looking good.
Yep. They're going to be home this week and will host Cedar Rapids Kennedy, they're going to host Cedar Rapids Washington, who upset Cedar Rapids Kennedy last week.
And Washington's pretty good, I think.
Well, they
We'll
appear
see.
to be.
Yeah.
That'll be a humdinger. What's a humdinger anyway?
I'm not sure what a humdinger is, but sounds good. Look that up in the
My dad used to
dictionary.
use that phrase
Get
all
your
the time,
iPhone
and
out
now
and check
I'm
that
using
out,
it.
that definition.
Humdinger. Joe, can you look that up?
Humdinger.
Humdinger.
It's a good meal.
It's a good
I used to
something.
say it to my mom.
Well, that's something I've never said to my wife.
Me either. Me either.
Now, I know your wife's a better cook than mine.
Yeah, she is a good cook. Yeah.
Humdinger. So your dad would get done with a meal,
Yeah,
and
humdinger.
he'd say, what would he say?
That's a humdinger.
Yeah?
And normally it was meatloaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I
We all love a
remember
good
that.
meatloaf, that's for sure.
Yes, we do. Now, City High went to in the Unidome, and they got beat 28-14.
What about their starter? Is he going to play?
You know, I haven't heard if he's back.
Is that
the
Lavelle?
running back for City High?
No, I don't know.
Is that
I don't
Lavelle?
either.
Yeah, Lavella.
Yeah.
Lavella?
I haven't heard. I don't think it's too serious an injury. And it wouldn't surprise me if they held him out this week. They are home and will be hosting Dubuque Senior.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Waterloo West.
All right.
And Waterloo West has lost 14 straight games. Just got beat by Dubuque Senior last weekend. So we'll see. City High is going to have to improve on the turnovers. They had 6 turnovers.
They will.
Unusual for
Yeah.
City High.
It sure is. But
Yeah.
first
But
game of the
you go
year.
First time you go up
Yeah.
that dome and have to play, it's not. They'll improve.
Yep.
Yeah,
they sure will.
They'll bounce back
And
this
let's
week.
face it, Cedar Falls is really good this year.
And they've got I think, sustaining itself.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what they're ranked. Did you notice this week?
I think they were second to start.
Yeah, second, I think so.
West High is ranked number 5. How about that? I think it's been a while since West High was ranked.
Give City High a few weeks, they'll be up there.
I
Well,
hope
they
so.
didn't move to, they're number 10.
City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I didn't see that.
statistically, we did pretty good.
City High?
Yeah.
Well, they moved the ball, but on to it.
Well, didn't they play excellent defense the first half against
Yeah. no, I-
Cedar Falls
The
and-
game, I listened to it.
Cedar Falls scored?
was lucky to get that last touchdown.
Yeah.
They scored 3 touchdowns the third quarter.
Okay.
Cedar Falls.
And I think all of them off turnovers, right?
I think so.
Or at least
Okay.
2
Yeah,
of them
so
I
Yeah,
know.
he
Two of
got
them for sure.
14 points in about 10 seconds.
were.
yeah, so there you go. Eliminate mistakes. It's a different ball game.
Yep. Yeah.
And first game.
Yeah.
That's right.
Regina just barely got by.
Regina got lucky. They went to West Liberty and squeaked one out, 47-0.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I can't
That
believe
surprised me though.
I'll tell you, those boys have improved so much. This quarterback they have,
What's his name?
Ward.
Ward,
Yeah.
he can throw a ball. And then Balky, which was in there last year,
That's right.
but he got a couple passes that just unbelievable.
Is he in relation to the ball team from City High? Do you know that?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
Okay.
But then they have this Dixon, and he's just a junior. and he ran all over them. They couldn't. He's short, but he's really stocky, and he gets through with it. He puts that old head, and away he goes. I can't believe the way what I watched last week. And let me tell you another thing about that game. And I heard on TV on these other games. And this is where Canellis really comes in.
Oh, yeah.
West Liberty had at least 7 go down with cramps,
Oh, wow.
mainly because they're not in shape.
Yeah.
We had nobody go down.
And it was hot.
Then I heard on the news they were giving other scores, and they were saying how many people went down. It was so warm,
Yep.
they went down with these cramps.
When I listened to the second half of the City High game after work that night, they were having cramp issues too, all game long.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
this is where you have to give this Canellis credit. For.
Yeah, and you said that after the first meeting we had on City High, you said that, on Regina, that when Regina gets so far ahead, they play to the reserves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those reserves played a lot last
And
year.
they did again.
Yes.
They did again, and here we go again.
Yeah,
They run the clock. They don't play the whole game. They
Did they have a continuous clock?
Oh, and a half, yes.
What is
Well,
their
35.
35.
35 is the number.
And they scored as soon as
Yeah.
they come out, so then it was 40, so.
Yeah.
I still don't know what I think about that continuous clock. It's,
Oh, I think in a merciless game like that, when you
Yeah.
have somebody getting beat so badly, it makes sense
but
because
it
you're just
doesn't
going to
give
get
the-
kids hurt.
Yeah, but it doesn't give the
If they're outmanned like
replacements, the bench enough time to play. I mean, that when the continuous clock is going, that game's
Right.
over. It is over, and there's not much time for the other kids
And
to
West
play.
Liberty had most of their players back from last year.
They did, huh? Well, that's not a good sign for the opponents of Regina this year. That's 29 straight wins.
Yeah.
For the
Longest
Regals.
winning streak in the state, and the true test will come Friday night.
Tonight.
3A, number 5 Solon comes to town. And they had a close game with rival Mount Vernon. They won 20,
Behind 11-0 at halftime. then they
24 to
won
12 or 14 or something.
11.
yeah,
4 to 11?
24 to 11.
Okay.
So, and that was at Solon on their brand new football field.
Comeback victory.
Yeah.
I heard that's a beautiful field.
That's what I heard.
Oh,
Must be real nice.
one of the best I've seen.
Is that right?
You've seen it?
Yes, several times I go up to Solon and deliver at St. Mary's.
Were you up there scouting the Solon practice for Regina?
No, I never do that.
Wouldn't you do that?
I would.
I got permission.
Buddy's up there in a tree with a telegraphic lens.
If Mars tells me to go, I'll go.
So let me ask you this, not to pick any scabs here, but what's the bigger rivalry now? Regina versus Solon or Regina versus West Branch?
Solon,
Solon.
Because Solon's so much better,
Bigger.
bigger,
bigger and better.
bigger and better.
I think both rivalries are strong,
Yeah.
but I think maybe years ago it was West Branch, and I think the last 10 years or so it's developed into Solon, don't you think, guys?
And then I think one thing that really helps it is Miller left Regina to go to Solon.
Yes,
So that
which is where he played
Yeah, right.
high
Oh, I
school
didn't blame
ball.
him. but I
Yeah,
mean,
me either.
Actually, being a booster for 50 years out there, Miller is the one that started Regina on recovery.
True,
Evans come after Miller,
yeah.
and then he took one. But Miller's the one that's really got them starting to be a good team.
Yeah, we
And he
can't.
was only there 1 year, wasn't he?
Yes,
And then the Solon job was open and offered to him.
right.
It's hard to imagine, for me anyway, maybe not for you guys, but it wasn't that long ago when Solon was a 1A school.
That's right,
Right.
And Solon and Regina were on equal ground.
yes,
A lot of people moved to Solon from,
yeah.
Cedar Rapids.
Built up that
Lake area.
Coralville or that lake area
And
so
see, and they
much.
took in part of Mid Prairie, or, yeah,
That did-
Prairies.
Prairie.
Area now,
Right.
so they got a good program. They have one of the nicest sports centers there is. Baseball field, softball,
And I think
now
back,
football.
I think back to their basketball, the old gym,
Oh,
The old
that's
gym,
right.
yeah.
and
Terry Klein coached it.
it was terrible.
Yeah.
So small, no room for anybody.
Well, I think that the growth of Solon going from 1A, 2A, 3A is obviously the increase in students in the system, but, they've not only improved their sports facilities, but they have new schools out there. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
And Rush Jardine
nice
helped.
facilities, new high school. How old's the new high school?
Helped to
5 years? I don't know.
If that.
Something like that?
Yeah, it's just
if
about
that.
5 years.
Yeah.
But Rush Jardine
Oh, the
really
Jardine
helped the
family,
sports
yeah.
program
Yeah.
out there.
Very generous to the community.
And he was the owner of the trucking firm.
Heartland
right?
Express.
Heartland Express.
Heartland Express, real good guy.
Russ passed away 2011, and his son took over the reins several years ago, who would be about 42 now.
If that.
And, yeah, he's 42. He's
So he's the same
one
age
of my
as
kids.
us.
Yeah,
Ted,
Yeah.
Ted must be 42 because Ted played against him in
yeah.
basketball, but Ted could be 42.
You don't know how old your son is?
Don't keep track.
Did Ted say anything about the game he worked?
Yeah, what game did Ted work
He-
Friday night?
North Cedar, yeah, it was
Yeah?
27 to 26.
Who'd they
my
play?
God.
I can't tell you.
That's going to be one of Regina's opponents.
No,
North Cedar won't be?
no,
Not
we're in
this
a
year.
different league this year.
Different district?
Yeah. See, when you go, the state makes up all
Right,
this.
right.
Even these non-conference games, you have to pick the 10 teams that you would like to play, and then the state picks them out.
Is that right?
Yeah, now they picked out
I thought I saw
Albernet.
North Cedar on the,
Basketball will. Basketball will go back,
Okay.
then you
But
go
not
back to your
football.
league.
but
Yeah.
they're not on the schedule.
No, not football.
Okay.
The only one
Yeah.
that's from last year's on the schedule is Wilton.
Of the same district.
Yeah, the same district, right.
Okay. And did Wilton move also
Right.
from
To
2A to 1A?
Right.
Okay. And North Cedar played who Friday night?
Goose Lake, I think.
Goose Lake?
Yeah.
Northeast Goose Lake, yeah.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Which-
Those are two good programs.
Now, Goose Lake North, they're in our basketball. You realize that Regina has 13 teams
Jeez.
just because the state, the way they're doing this stuff now?
And that Northeast Goose Lake, that's not a short trip.
No, none of them.
That's like an hour, 45 minutes.
They go to Cascade, they go to,
That's not bad.
no,
Cascade,
Cascade is
yeah.
probably the.
But that's still a good
Well, it's still
stretch.
an hour and a half, an
Yeah.
hour and
Then
15,
they go
20
to
minutes.
this
Yeah.
Cardinal Eldon in football, that's way down there by Missouri.
Yeah.
Boy, it's sure changed a lot.
Well, the game Friday at Regina
Yes.
is as big as it gets this year. I was talking to some media people who cover the game, and they said not only will both radio stations be there, but two, not one, but two TV stations.
Right,
KCRG 9.2, the high
right.
for Channel 9, is going to be telecasting the game.
When will that be
I
shown?
don't know.
Well, it's
Saturday.
92.2
9.2.
is live. That's live. That's,
So,
Is it really?
oh, yeah.
so
that's
you
live.
could
right.
watch that on the high
TV,
definition
huh?
channel of KCRG. Mediacom is also doing the game.
Which is
Uh,
22?
yes,
22,
yes,
right.
thank you. Connections,
Yeah.
the Connections channel.
Wow, so that's well, I'll tell you what, if you're going from Iowa City
get
or so,
there.
you better get there early.
Well, I know
Plus,
I
it's
talked
Fall
to the
Fun
athletic
Festival.
director, and there's no room for any more press.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
And
they're
I
only
think
making one.
WMT, I think they have 3 radio stations carrying.
I think, yeah, which I just don't get that. I mean,
No, why don't you divide them up?
Yeah.
WMT especially, they've got all those Cedar Rapids schools.
Well, I think they get a lot of advertising out of Solon.
They must. They
Well,
must.
You know, it all goes back to money again. It's where you get the advertising.
well, it should be a real good game atmosphere, and hopefully, it's supposed to be a rain-free night.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't count
it'll
on
be
that.
warm. I think it's supposed to be 93 on Friday.
Well, it's 95 right now.
Gee,
This Ward, is he a quarterback? Is he
Yeah.
a big kid or?
Yeah, good and tall.
He must be good.
He is, and he can see down, and he can get to this Balky, and Balky's a good sized kid.
Yeah.
And he just reaches up and grabs it down, and then he runs.
yeah.
Can't wait to see it. Get
But
there
you
early,
should-
folks.
You should see these coaches.
Yeah.
This Dumont, you better not make a mistake or Dumont's right. I mean, it's really a good coaching staff.
I was just gonna
Everyone
say,
he's got on that staff is,
It's pretty clear they take whatever numbers they get of players, and they mold them. And that's a sign of not a good, but a great coaching staff. It's like you said, it starts with Alex Canellis, the strength coach, but it ends with Marv Cook and the people he hires.
You said the magic word, conditioning.
Yeah, but you could say that about all the staffs locally. We've got some really good coaches.
we got the
and,
best.
You know,
We got the
Regina,
best.
City High West, Solon, West Branch.
Clear
You
Creek.
know, West Branch won a big game beating Camp Lisbon. last
However,
year.
they lost everybody but one person.
Who? West Branch?
Lisbon.
Oh, Lisbon?
Yeah, oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're A. They're down.
Yeah.
So they went from 1A down to A?
Well, no, they were A
They were A last year?
last year.
Okay.
They won the A championship.
Okay.
But then they lost everybody but one player. I was
Yeah.
talking to a couple of coaches.
Okay.
there, but
I think it's amazing that Lisbon is able to field a team as small as they are and
Well,
as close as they are
Mount
to
Vernon
Yeah,
Mount
I-
Vernon.
And
the
you know
two
what?
stay
Lisbon
together.
don't like each other.
No,
Oh, no.
They're so close you'd think they'd merge, but I don't.
well, the school boards
Nobody-
fight like
Yeah,
It's you think there's bad blood between Regina and West Branch. Mount Vernon and Lisbon?
Yeah.
That's like Hatfield and McCoy's there.
Yeah.
That's cousins hating on cousins.
that's right.
I'll tell you one thing. West Liberty packed that place.
Did they? Well, everybody wants to see Marv. Everybody wants to
Yeah.
see the Regals.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, it's Hollywood.
That's another one I shouldn't forget. Mars' boy come in.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yes, they end.
Ward
Drew.
went down and hurt his knee or something, but not.
Seriously.
But his boy come in, and I thought he played a real for a
How
sophomore.
tall is he now?
Oh,
He's got to be 6'4",
6'4" probably.
Isn't that
at
something?
least.
Yeah.
At least. I've stood next to him.
And I've talked to the kid, and basketball's his sport.
Yep.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, basketball. He loves that basketball.
I've only seen him play basketball, but he poise
Poise.
on the court and doesn't get shook.
And he knows what he's doing. I'm sure his dad.
Well, coach's son, you know, they usually play a little smarter than most people.
Around the card table.
Yeah.
Well, he played a lot as a freshman last year for
Yeah.
the Regina varsity.
Yeah.
And he looked good when he came in.
Right?
He didn't look like a lost soul.
No.
So,
Well, I'll tell you what, Regina's 29-game winning streak is on the line Friday night, though.
See,
That'll be
and this is what's big.
Yeah.
We broke their winning streak,
Which was 43.
43?
and they want to break ours in the
Was
worst.
that last year we
Yeah,
did? Yeah.
last year.
No, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, it was?
Oh yeah, we did it up at Solon.
Well, and then they came back and won the rest of their games and the state
That's
title.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Regina whooped them up there last year.
Yeah,
Can Regina beat them this year?
I think so.
Yeah.
I do now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Murph, if we were talking again last week, I was scared of the West.
Yeah,
I didn't think
we all
he
were.
would develop another
They're
kid that
well coached.
developed.
They're well coached.
That's right.
They're well
Just
coached.
Gaffey. He played a fantastic game.
What position?
Tackle.
Yeah, tackle, and then you got a Streb there, and you got a. I mean, you got these same names that had brothers or cousins playing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, and these coaches know how to work these kids.
Well, it's
Well, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights.
we're living in good times here in the city for high school football.
That's right.
Doesn't matter what school you follow. If you're like us, you follow all three of the schools.
Yeah.
And
What about West?
West High, number 5 ranking in large school. They just dominated Linn-Mar. Now Linn-Mar's down after a good year last year. They're the ones that took City High out of the state playoffs last year.
Well, they're being coached by an ex-City High player, Bob
right.
Forsythe,
That's right.
up there at Linn-Mar. He's been there about 5 years. It's probably his 6th year.
Well, anytime
Done a
you
good
go
job
to
on them.
Linn-Mar and win
Yeah.
by that score,
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't care if you're down or up. Linn-Mar is always hard to beat up
Yeah.
there.
They have new facilities too,
Yep.
Linn-Mar.
Didn't do them any good Friday night.
No.
Doesn't West have a new athletic director?
They do. They hired the Cedar Rapids Jefferson athletic director. Can't think of his name, but he's
Good
here.
idea for him to get out of town. Jefferson doesn't want for it in football.
No, they don't, and they don't have a lot of room
Yeah.
for growth
You know, I'll
either.
never understand that athletic director they have up there.
Where?
Jefferson. Here's a softball coach for the girls.
Oh, yeah.
Set all kinds of record.
Hall of
Does
Famer.
everything.
Oh, Niemeyer.
And then he calls him in and says, we want to go a different direction, and fires him.
I don't think they called him in. I think it was done, if I remember reading this right, it was either done by phone or by email.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
they did.
okay.
It was not a formal set.
That's terrible.
Yeah, for a guy that's won over 1,000 games, I guess so. Jeez.
Different
I don't know.
directions. Well, what directions do you want to go?
You just wonder what's behind the scenes there.
Well, it's a shame.
Yeah.
High school sports. High school football is alive and well in Iowa City and in the Iowa City region. So get out and support your alma mater, your favorite team, and all three will be home this weekend. West High, City High, and Regina. So check it out. West High again. I think they're a juggernaut. I think they could run
Well,
the
I do
table
too.
this year.
But I'm not counting City High out.
Oh,
No.
no, you'd be a fool to do that.
That's
City
right.
High is going to be very, very tough.
Yeah.
Sabres are getting back on track.
That's right.
He will. And it starts this Friday.
That's right.
Starts this Friday with Waterloo West. That should be a, kind of an epic beatdown. But you know what else starts? College football.
You're kidding.
No, it's true.
About darn time.
Yes, it is.
Isn't there a Thursday night game?
I believe
Yes,
there is one
yeah,
tomorrow
there
night.
is.
Yeah.
There is.
Who
Forget
is it?
who. There's a Friday.
South Carolina
Oh.
That's it.
is
That's it.
playing somebody. I don't know who.
Is it Vanderbilt?
Yes, that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
At South Carolina, I believe. Friday night.
Who's that? Who's South Carolina's coach?
Oh, that's the old quarterback. The old Florida quarterback.
Oh, geez.
Dolphins quarterback.
How could we-
Greasy. No.
No. Oh my gosh, the Florida coach.
We're out of shape,
Are
folks.
you kidding me?
We played
How
against
can we
him.
forget him?
Gee.
We'll think of it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing. They're supposed to be tough this year.
South Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they've got a good program.
Yeah.
If you've got the answer to the question about South Carolina coach, give Bud Supple a
Oh,
call
my
tonight
God.
after midnight phone, please.
Only at halftime, but it's
Steve Spurrier.
Steve Spurrier. attaboy.
Steve Spurrier won the
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy
We saved you a late
for
night
Florida.
phone call.
He's been the South Carolina coach now for 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
Turned the program.
Yep. And they've got a good one.
It took him a while.
But I rather watch that college football than that pro stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
I haven't watched any. No, I'm watching it. Anymore.
Not a priority for
No.
us.
Well, those kids are about ready to start hitting somebody
But
other than their teammates.
Tomorrow
you
night's
know.
game will be. I'll watch the college one.
Friday night, Boise State and Michigan State.
Another good one.
Saturday morning,
What are the odds on that game?
they don't know. Good question.
Don't know.
Don't know who would be favored. I don't even know where the game is being
I
played.
think Michigan
It's
State.
played at Michigan State.
It is.
And I think they're
they'd have to be favored.
Not
Notre
big,
Dame.
Not big, 3 or just a touchdown or less.
Yeah, I would think. Notre Dame and Navy. I just learned this last night. talking to-
Army.
No, Navy.
Navy.
Is it Navy?
They're playing in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Like 8 a.m. or
8
something.
a.m. How about that?
I could care
They'll
less.
be starting early in the Irish pubs.
Well, that's probably a different time zone.
Oh, yeah.
yes. But there's only. See, I don't get it because if it's 8 a.m., that means. Okay, I take it back. It's like
Oh, yeah.
6 or 7 hour difference.
Yeah,
so
it's like 2 or 3
2 or 3 in the
p.m.
afternoon.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday night, Michigan goes to Alabama.
No, they go to Texas Stadium.
Yes.
Oh,
Texas
is that where they're
Stadium.
It's in
playing?
Texas, Texas, where the Cowboys play.
Yeah.
That'll be a humdinger, too.
Yeah. Boy, Alabama's really going to be upset when Michigan beats them.
Well, Denard Robinson, the senior,
That's
they're
right.
talking about him as a Heisman Trophy candidate.
He didn't do a thing against Iowa.
He did almost
He,
enough.
he did some
Yeah.
things, but
Yeah,
never
some
enough to
things,
win.
but
Yeah.
not
He
enough
didn't
to-
do the-
He's 0-3 against the Hawks.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Too bad for him.
Darn.
So the Hawkeyes open Saturday, 2:30 p.m. at Soldier Field against Northern Illinois University, who, by the way, has the longest winning streak in the nation. For Division I college football. 9 games.
That's pretty pathetic right there.
That's
9
something.
games.
That's something. So, they don't want to break the streak, but
But they're not selling any tickets to it.
no. What's the latest you've heard?
Yeah.
47,000.
Well,
That ain't bad.
they sold
Well,
30.
we bought ours, but they haven't bought it, so
Yeah.
we ain't selling theirs. So they mustn't
They've
have,
sold over 30,000.
yeah.
You'll
they-
have
that
over
right?
30,000 out there.
yeah.
That's
They
pretty
don't have
impressive.
much confidence in their team. I can't believe them not selling. Because the last time we went there, it was 61,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's
But
the
it was-
home team?
I think they are. It's
No.
not a home game for
No, I
us, is
think
it?
we are.
I think so.
We are?
Yeah.
So we're wearing the black
Because
jerseys?
someone questioned Terrence on that, on his show. And he said, well, it's a,
He didn't know Monday at lunch when asked. He didn't know if he was home or
no,
away
but he
Monday.
found out, must have found out.
Well, we're having 7 home games, so how could it be a home game to us?
Well,
7 is, we'll see. I don't care what color they wear as long as they win.
And I don't think it makes any difference when you play in Soldier Field.
Somebody told me the prediction was rain. Saturday and-
Hurricane Ike.
Well, if that,
Is that true,
hurricane
or-
goes the wrong way, these weather
Yeah.
guys.
With
However, the thing is Friday. If you go to the Cub game, Fran's throwing out the first pitch. Bobby
Bobby Hansen.
Hansen's singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and they've made it an Iowa Hawkeye day at Wrigley Field.
Are you going, Bud?
No,
No?
You're
I'm going to the game,
Yeah.
So-
but I'm not going to go in there. I missed the Solon game.
Oh, that's right.
I don't
Oh,
miss
yeah.
the Solon game.
So are you going to take off for Chicago right from the Sol and Regina game? Or?
No, 4:00 in the morning.
4 in the morning.
Mutiny over at
Yeah.
Truck Stop.
Well, I've heard there's quite a bit of construction on 88. I heard that from a friend of mine that was there Sunday and came back Monday.
There
Not too
is.
bad.
Oh,
Well,
yes,
it's
it
going to
is.
slow people
I've
up.
gone to
that-
Milwaukee twice in the
Yeah.
last 10 days.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
It is.
No, I've been on. I was just on it.
Take off at the Rockford exit, right?
Right.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, I was just there a month ago, and it's bad.
So it's a heads up to Iowa fans that
That's a real
maybe
good point.
start a little earlier than you think you should.
It's mind numbing how long it takes
Yeah.
to get through the
Okay, well, see,
construction
I do
zones.
get off at the pickup 39.
Well,
and
Is the traffic heavy on Saturday morning?
There's going to be a lot of Hawkeye fans.
That's
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not,
Heavier as a result, I think. Yeah.
that's it.
In fact, you might even think about going on Interstate 80. Something
Really?
to think about.
See, if I was
That's
going
on
to
the
show,
That's on, takes right into Soldier Field.
right, that's the one I think most of them will go.
Oh, will
on
they?
80?
Okay.
Yeah, unless they're going to the Cub game on Friday.
Okay.
But if I was going to Soldier Field,
And you
we'll
are.
take 80. Yeah, we'll take 80.
Okay.
And you come to the end of it, it's Soldier Field right there.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's probably good advice for Hawkeye fans right there.
Well, and then find out that
You're not with the
I'm
DOT.
not giving any advice, but that's the way we'll go.
Yeah.
Well, big game. A lot of question marks. I think it's fair to say the last couple of years have been underwhelming,
Agreed.
as far as accomplishments.
They're going to play this Garmin.
That's what they speculate.
Yeah, he looks good.
Haven't seen him.
Sounds like they're going to be, all three tailbacks?
All three of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
two
here's-
of them are freshmen, so,
Now I got the two deeps, and Coach
Yeah.
Ferentz at lunch on Monday mentioned this kid, but didn't say anything about him. And I'm talking about,
Wiseman,
yes,
fullback.
fullback Mark Wiseman. He's a transfer student from the Air Force Academy.
From the Chicago area.
Yes. And I've actually seen some video of him. He's a beast. I've seen some video of
is that
him,
right?
not just playing, running the ball, but training, doing some, basically pushing weighted sleds and things like that up close. You can see him working. Guy's a beast.
How tall is he?
Okay, I've got it here. Mark Weissman is 6 feet, 225 pounds,
Yeah.
and he is a sophomore.
Okay, so he has 3 years of eligibility
Correct.
after he's, okay.
Correct.
And
He is listed as a starting fullback.
He will play a lot in Chicago.
Because Brad Rogers is a little dinged up, right?
Well, Brad Rogers, that's what Coach said Monday at lunch. Brad Rogers is listed as number 2 at fullback,
Okay,
and he is 5 feet 10, 230 pounds. And then there's another name, Jonathan Gim,
oh,
6 foot 3, 240 pounds senior. Now, where did he come from? Jonathan Gim.
don't know.
I don't know, but he talked about him.
Let's look it up
And
here.
he's improved so
Okay.
much this year. He's definitely going to be playing.
What about Grimm?
Well, he's listed as another fullback that will be playing.
Okay,
His number, a fullback wearing number 92, no less. I thought that was interesting.
yes.
Let's see here. Jonathan Gim is a senior, 6 feet 3, 240 pounds from Houston, Texas. Moved to fullback permanently last year. And he's listed as the second team fullback, but we'll see. He hasn't played a lot.
No, and the coach said that.
A lot of special teams, but he said he's
come so
Right.
far in the
exactly.
last year that
Interesting.
time for him to play.
And for what it's worth, he did win a team leader award for the offense back in the day when he was younger. So
Interesting.
that I think so too. And then Damon Bullock is listed as the starting running back, 6 feet 195 pounds, sophomore. Number 2 on the list is Greg Garman, true freshman,
Yeah.
6 feet 1, 200 pounds.
Isn't he a nice size?
Seems
is.
like it. And then Michael Malloy is also listed in the 2
He's
deeps.
from Sioux City, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep, 6
Yeah.
feet 180 pound freshman, Michael Malloy. Now,
Is he a true freshman?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. Let me look that up too.
He's definitely from Sioux City.
I didn't know if he was a true freshman or a red shirt, but I think he's a true freshman.
And while I'm looking that up, why don't you guys talk about our offensive line? All of the starters
From Iowa.
from Iowa,
That's terrific.
isn't it?
And they don't know when that happened previously. It'd be interesting to see if in fact it ever did.
I don't know it ever did.
I think it did. I kind of remember it being.
I don't.
Don't
I
you?
don't either.
No.
I don't either.
I mean, it would be very
I mean, that's just
unusual.
You got Brandon Scherf at left tackle. You got Brett Van Sloten at tackle. You've got Matt Tobin at left guard. You've got, let's see here,
Talk.
James Ferentz. at
Austin
center.
Blythe at the other guard
Yeah.
position, and then James Ferentz. And I saw some pictures of James Ferentz. Holy cow, is he big? He's been lifting.
And James is a senior
He's the only senior out of the bunch.
out of the bunch.
But he's taken over.
Austin
as the
Blythe
boss.
is, yeah, and he's the leader of that
The
line.
leader, you darn right.
The good news is we got 7 or 8 guys that can play there in that offensive
I
line.
misspoke. Matt Tobin is also a senior.
Okay, 2 seniors then out of the top, 7?
Yeah.
What's the 2 deep on that?
Let's see. Austin Blythe and Jordan Walsh, who is a redshirt. Both of them are redshirt freshmen.
Yes.
At guard. At center, you've got James Ferentz, 6 feet 2 inches, 284 pounds. And then behind him is Junior Connolly,
Uh-huh.
6'5", 290.
Wow.
You got Brett Van Sloten, 6'7", 290, a junior. And then behind him is Nolan McMillan. We've been waiting to hear his name for a long time. 6 feet 6, 290 pounds.
Year.
Junior, both of them. Van Sloten and McMillan are juniors.
See, right there tells me that we have more weight up front than we did last.
Hey, Brandon Scherf, 6'5", 310 pounds.
See, we just have, we have what we need.
Well, I think what we also have is some pretty solid depth. You know,
Yeah.
the 2 deeps are pretty strong in that offensive line. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of experience.
You
there.
know, they say they're all from Iowa. That's good because
Yeah,
Iowa's starting to really develop some football players.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's true.
That makes me proud to have a group of players that are all from Iowa, like the line.
Well,
Well,
you
then
you
you
got a
think
quarterback from Iowa too. How about that?
And our
you know?
team went
Yeah.
after him. Our coaches went after him.
Yep. Makes a difference.
Gee, this is going to help our quarterback.
And we're
Boys,
really.
I'll tell you, we're going to be surprised this year.
You think so?
And I'm going to tell you right now, the first 5 games, we will win.
Ooh.
Is that
Well, I'm
Yeah.
a little worried.
Minnesota's, which one are you worried about?
I'm worried about Iowa State.
Well, okay, you worry about it. I'm not. You know,
Bob,
up
I'm
there,
worried about it too.
I would hope so.
up there, it
Do
took
we
3
play Iowa State?
overtimes to beat us, and they shouldn't have been 3 overtimes.
No,
We won
that's
it in
true.
the second overtime.
But you got to give them
I'm not
credit.
worried. They're coming to Iowa City. They're coming to Iowa City.
And they haven't won here since '02. We remember that game, don't we?
Yeah.
What kind of, what do we have, 18-point lead at halftime?
It was like 26-7, something like that. Yeah. At halftime, and who was the quarterback that swallowed us?
There you
right?
go.
Oh boy.
He
What
just
a
went nuts.
all-world second half he had, you know.
Yeah. We sure
But-
weren't worried about it at halftime.
No, we weren't. No.
Holy shnikes, did that get ugly?
Yeah,
Do you know
but
who was the number 1 assistant to Dan McCarney when he was coach at Iowa State?
Who?
Bobby Elliott.
Paul Rhodes.
Is that right?
Ah, he was there.
There he was.
I'll be darned.
That's right.
Well, if we had to lose to Iowa State, have the same results we did 10 years ago afterwards,
Yeah.
I'd take that.
Yeah, but I don't think that.
Didn't
But-
lose another game the rest of the year.
But if as Bud said, if we could, and let's face it, all Hawk fans expect to be 5-0 at the end of September and have that open date. That'd be great, and I think it can happen. But I just got a feeling that they're gonna one of those games just not play well, and
See,
the
I
game
don't think
would
that.
be Iowa State or
When
Minnesota.
do we play Penn State?
October.
The 20th, Murph.
Okay,
It's the only home game in October, and it's that night game.
okay.
October 20th is when we play Penn State at home.
We have an open date too.
Yeah, we have an open date on the 6th of October. Then we go to Michigan State. Then we play Penn
Penn State.
State at home.
And then go to Northwestern. And then
Yeah.
go to Indiana.
Yeah,
And then Purdue comes here.
Purdue will be a tough one.
they'll
And then-
be tough.
And then
yeah.
we go to Michigan. And
They'll
then
be laying in
Nebraska
the weeds
comes
for
here.
us,
Oh, they
Michigan.
won't be laying in the weeds.
I was going to say, they'll be
Oh.
waiting at the border.
Yeah, yeah.
But they were 2 years ago too. But anyway, right now, with this new coaching staff, we're going to see an altogether different football team when Iowa State comes to town.
All together.
All together.
What will we see different?
Kids are playing as a family. They're all patting each other on the back for this and that. Now you wait and see, I'm telling you this. Between Ferentz and this David, they're gonna be a different ball team that we've seen in the last couple of years.
I expect to see a crisper offense, a more,
Wide open offense.
well, when I say crisp, I mean they're going to come up to the line with
I think
18
so.
seconds to go.
I
on
think
them.
so. When this guy says, you better have that ball and that quarterback's within 16 seconds. You know what? It's
Well, that's
gonna
an
be a wide
improvement in
open.
itself.
That's right.
The play clock is going to be better managed.
There you go.
I think it's going to lead to a more crisp offense. These guys not only are going to know what plays to run and how to run them, but they're going to execute them better. I don't think Bruce Davis, the offensive coordinator, would allow anything.
No, I don't either. I don't either. And I don't think he's going to allow to see the same play and the same play if it's not working. I
You know-
think he's got a playbook that's going to mix the whole thing up.
You know what I hope we see, and I think we will also, guys, in the offense with this new offensive coordinator, is more versatility. I mean, it was pretty predictable, as good as McNutt was when we were in crunch time in those games, the last year especially, but you could say the last years, you practically knew they were going to try to throw to McNutt, and so did everybody else in the stadium.
Yeah.
I would like to see more receivers get involved.
You're going to.
I think
And
you're
I
going to
think
see,
maybe that's going
You're
to
gonna
happen
see
with this
one-
guy.
And you're going to see
you're gonna see more
the
tight
short
ends.
pass
Tight ends would be
down,
awesome. Yeah.
coming across the
Yeah.
field and grabbing it and going.
I don't know if our opponents have anybody that can cover Fedorowicz and Hamilton. I think there are going to be times when you're going to see 3 tight ends.
I am.
Well, and Zach Derby's done a good job.
And he's-
Yeah,
Yes.
he's done a real good job.
We've got 3 or 4 tight ends that can play.
Well, Fedorowicz is 6 feet 7 inches tall, 265 pounds.
Isn't that tremendous?
He's trying to tackle an oak tree if he catches that ball.
Hamilton and Fedorowicz, believe it or not, is already a junior.
Yeah.
That's
True junior.
right.
Yeah.
Ray Hamilton is 6 feet 5, 248 pounds. He's a sophomore. Derby, is he a senior?
Yes.
He's not listed on the 2 deeps, but we know
He'll play.
he'll play.
Yeah.
And he had a real good spring game as far as I'm concerned.
He did.
So Hamilton's listed as a 2 tight end?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see all 3 of them in the game at one time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
And then we're going to have an altogether different defense.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's key. How
We're
is
gonna
our
be
defensive line
in-
going to show up?
We're going to be rushing that quarterback.
Well, I'm hoping this matchup that we have with their in Northern Illinois' inexperienced offensive line and our young, fresh defensive line that everybody's worried about, I would think that we would win that battle.
Yeah.
And that would be a great confidence builder for the D-line and defense in general. So that's a huge matchup, right, Frenches?
Well, I agree, Bob, very much.
But see, there's so many teams we play this year that's going to the passing game, including Iowa State.
We've
Yeah.
got to put a
And
pass
we're
rush on
gonna-
people.
Exactly.
You wait and see.
Well,
We're going to have one good one.
the guy to watch on defense is going to be defensive tackle Carl Davis.
Yeah.
All right.
This kid is 6 feet 5. He's a sophomore. 6 feet 5, 310 pounds, and that is 30 pounds less than last year. He lost some weight. He had some knee issues, primarily because of his weight. And Coach Doyle has gotten him slimmed down to 310. And again, 6 feet 5. The guy's an animal, and he's in the position where we need an animal to play.
That's right.
Stay healthy.
And he needs to stay healthy. Dominic Alvis is a junior,
He's big, isn't he?
6 feet 4, 265 pounds. Steve Bigack, and this is a kid, we've heard his name for years. 6 feet 3, 282 pounds. He's a senior. He's a defensive end, and he's listed at number 1. Defensive end, Dominic Alvis being the other defensive end on the other side. Joe Gaglione, another senior, 6 feet 4, 264 pounds. And then there's Melvin Spears, 6 feet 2, 205 pounds, redshirt freshman. Spears. Melvin Spears. He is listed, that's not uncommon, at defensive end, to be listed in the 2 deeps at both positions.
Okay.
And that's how they've got Big Ack and Melvin Spears. So
Okay.
you're going to see a lot of action, and I think that position will need to be depended upon this season.
What about freshman Cooper? Is he listed?
Not listed. Not listed. At defensive tackle. Thank you, Earl. Darian Cooper, redshirt freshman. He's on the 2 deep at defensive tackle. Louis Trinca Passat is a sophomore and is listed as the starter at that position,
Okay.
next to Carl Davis.
One thing about 2 deep, the guy on the second man on defense is as good as the guy on the first team.
Well, and they're going to play.
That's
Yeah.
they're going to play.
What we haven't had, Murph, we saw it 2 years ago, is a defensive line rotation. Remember 2 years ago how those guys that went to the NFL wore down in the fourth quarter because
Sure
they
did.
didn't have the backups?
They sure did.
And I
It cost us some games.
do think this coaching staff learn from that. Last year we didn't have maybe, but it seems like we've got some young guys moving into the
Right.
rotation.
And then I still have to go back with this coaching staff.
We've got the new line coach, defensive line coach. He's the old offensive line coach and the old
Yeah.
West High coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reese Morgan.
Yeah, he's a
Reese
good
Morgan.
one.
We've got a lot of confidence in
He's
Reese
a good
Morgan.
one, I do.
Well, we've got somebody special at linebacking coach too. LeVar Woods,
Yep.
former Hawkeye, former NFL. He's got. I think he's walked into a great position because linebacker is going to be it's the defensive strength of this team. You've got guys that are not only young but experienced. At linebacker, you've got Christian Kirksey, a junior, Anthony Hitchens, a junior, and James Morris, a junior, all listed as starters because they started last year.
Right,
And in many cases, they started the year before as freshmen.
Yeah,
right.
There's a little experience in that linebacking core.
That's what, and this is where I get, and I heard Morris at one of those interviews, we're going to play like a family. We're all going to know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And this is what takes a good defense.
well, and that starts at the top with the new defensive coordinator, which we all know who that is, Phil Parker. But you take LeVar Woods, I mean, he did play for 7 or 8 years in the NFL, and he was a grad assistant here for a couple of years. But one thing that people forget,
And the de facto linebackers coach last year, when everybody had to shift around due to Coach Norm Parker's illness.
but one thing people forget is when he was here as a player, he was a leader.
Yep.
He was a co-captain.
Yeah, okay.
That's important.
That's
And these
right.
kids look up to him.
Yeah.
He's a good
That's-
role model.
That's,
Good family man.
all these.
He lives in Solon.
I know.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
All these new coaches.
Now there's another coach that familiar, huh? On the offensive side of the ball. Who would
Some
that be?
guy, what the heck's his name?
Yeah. He's related to somebody on the team.
He's just another McCarney.
He's
Brian
gonna be.
Ferentz.
He's going to be a big plus.
He's come.
Yeah.
Does he use the
Wait.
same kind of language as Dan
No,
McCartney?
no,
Oh, I
no.
hope not.
No.
Oh, gee.
His brother would give him hell if he did that.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, he can give his brother.
I'm trying to
hell.
think, is Miller at Solon picked up an Iowa player.
Looking for a
Oh,
coach?
for
Yeah.
coach on his staff?
Yes, I just heard it the other day.
Really?
Oh,
Wonder who that would be.
He's playing the pros. See, they're all these
Carlos
schools.
Campman.
Campbell.
That's it.
Aaron
That's,
Campbell.
That's right. That's just who it is.
Aaron
That's right.
Campbell is coaching
Yeah.
at Solon?
That's Solon,
Just
right?
came on the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder why he didn't go to Parkersburg, Applington, Parkersburg, where he grew up.
Well,
Well,
they
maybe he
probably
lives
regret it
around
now.
here.
They'll, but I didn't like to see him going to Solon.
No,
But told Marv he should have got him.
Wow.
What did Mars say?
He don't listen to me.
Well, what's your prediction for the season? Are we going to do that? That
Oh,
overall
I
record,
suppose
or
we
no?
could. We already know what these two guys are going to say.
What are you going to predict for the year, buddy?
2.
2 losses?
10 and 2?
Yeah.
Earl?
I'll say 9-3.
Well, let's go back to Bud for a minute. What games do they lose, Bud?
Michigan.
Okay. Earl, what games do they lose?
I'll say, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bob?
9 and 3, you're going, Murph?
Mhm.
I'm going 8 and 4.
Realistic. Who do they lose to?
I don't think they're going to get through the first 5 games without losing one. And I hate to say this, that could be Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do get 5 and 0. I think they lose to Michigan State over there. That's 2 losses. I think they lose to Michigan. That's 3 losses. And I think the 4th loss will either be at Northwestern or Nebraska. I'd favor us beating Nebraska here more than beating Northwestern in Chicago. So, you know, you have a, and you know what, if we stay healthy, this could be a great year, and with the changes we've talked, but I'm just being realistic,
Yes,
8
you
and
are.
4. So,
I predict 10 and 2, and I say the 2 losses will be in the state of Michigan. I cannot.
Oh, we're going to beat Nebraska?
I cannot allow my brain to accept losing to Nebraska at home
I have that problem.
the day after Thanksgiving. I'm making way too many sacrifices, personal sacrifices, to allow myself to believe that we could lose to Nebraska.
Oh, and
Well, you know what I feel about Nebraska? There's a great article today in the Omaha paper about their tailback, Burkett, is that it?
I think so.
And, you know, the way they hand him the ball, I mean, he, you know, against Iowa last year had a record-breaking 38 carries.
Yeah.
And if he gets through the season to that last game without getting hurt, I'll be surprised the way they use him. But if he gets here and he's not playing, that makes it better because he is their offense.
Didn't he get hurt last season and come back either just in
Just had
time
our
or the
game.
week
Yeah, he
before?
missed some time.
Right, he was
Yeah.
out for
But,
3
you know,
games.
but he still had, you know, something like 1,200 plus yards, and, you know, and he's a heck of a back. He's a power back with quickness.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see.
But if we
It's
only
all about
have
injuries,
2
too.
losses going into the Nebraska game, we'll beat them.
These two characters on Ian,
Yep.
I don't know who they are. One used to coach at Indiana. And,
Corso?
no.
Not Corso?
Oh, yeah. DiNardo?
DiNardo. Jerry DiNardo.
Yeah. They picked Michigan and Michigan State, and then they started talking about Iowa.
Did they?
And not it was not they said this would be the third team, but they put Iowa in the whole mix.
Not Wisconsin, huh?
No, maybe that was it.
Because Wisconsin's pretty much got a cakewalk to
Well,
the
on their
championship.
side of the
Yeah,
They
division.
were
right.
probably talking about our division.
Our division,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wisconsin, who's going to stop them on the other side?
Nobody.
I mean, you got
Nobody.
two teams that can't play in the championship game, you know?
Yeah, but if it's hurt, you know.
Yeah, you never know. That's
Well,
football.
if you get too cocky too, we know how fast you can go down.
Hey, we haven't talked about special teams yet, and that's an area
Yeah.
where I also look for improvement. We've been pretty stagnant on special teams, not been turning.
At least they're talking about that.
Well,
They didn't you mentioned the special teams. You know, they put it aside, but
well, we've got Keenan Davis listed as the kicker, and James Bullock behind him, returning kickoffs. We've got on punt returns Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde is our defensive back.
and he's good.
Cornerback specifically. And they don't have anybody else listed behind him. Micah Hyde. Oh, he is good. He's returned a couple of punts for touchdowns last year, I think. Certainly against
See, I don't
Missouri.
think you're
he
going to
did.
see too many kickoff returns.
I think,
Good
If you
point.
get the ball out on the 25 without turning a,
Yep.
and I'm
I just
okay
don't-
with that because, you know,
because I don't know of a team that won't get the football in the end zone now since they bring it up to on the 25
Yeah.
to kick it.
that's a good way to get our top receiver and our top tailback hurt.
That's right.
Returning kicks, and that also worries me about Micah Hyde. Punt returns, you can really get nailed.
That's right.
But you have to have the hands. You have to have the good hands, and you know, a lot of guys just can't do that. They're worried about those guys running right down there at them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, last year we had a good punt returner, Sanderson.
Yeah,
He
did a good job.
He did a wonderful job.
Well, we've got a new punter this year, too. And it looks like it's going to be true freshman
Yeah,
Connor Cornbrath.
6'6" punter.
6 feet 6 inches, 215 pounds. Now, I'm 215 pounds. Just add 3 more inches to me. He's got to be really skinny.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 feet 6.
Where you can punt it. I see a lot of
Can he?
film on him. Oh,
I
Hey, where are you parking this year?
same place, I think, this year, probably not next year,
Okay.
why not next year?
because they're going to switch things
Oh, yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I may get mine, but they're going to switch it around. Matter of fact,
Aren't they reseating the whole stadium next year?
Yep.
huh?
Next year, next season, aren't they the whole thing?
Yeah. They're going to
That's
go
what I
through
heard. Is
everybody's
that true?
priority
I
again.
said seating.
Yeah. as
Oh,
in S-E-A-T.
Oh,
Where are you seating?
same place.
And why?
Okay.
Because it's right on an end,
Okay.
and you go to the bathroom, it's just down.
Okay.
I mean,
that's
there are wreaths, and I've been there
Got
Yeah.
20,
it.
30
Yeah.
years.
That's right.
And I know all the people.
Where are you sitting?
Same place. We sit in the north corner.
I'm not. Where are you parking?
We're going to park in a new place because our old place is now the indoor practice facility.
Well, where did they move you to then? Which direction?
They wanted to move us to the new parking lot, which is
North?
north.
Yeah.
But we have secured another space next to the old bubble, which is just right by our
Right.
seats.
Oh, that's nice.
So pretty happy about that. Pretty happy about that. Got a tailgate meeting at lunch tomorrow to make our plans and
Yeah.
divvy up responsibilities for individual games and
Sure.
such. And so,
Now, nay, that I'm going to the game was
3
Saturday.
minutes.
okay. Thanks, Joe. We've also got Mike Meyer kicking off. Mike Meyer is a junior, 6'2", 185 pounds. And then a guy named Marshall Keene, redshirt freshman, is the backup kicker. John Winkie, the quarterback, is the backup punter.
For
He's
short
also the
punts.
holder
Yeah.
on kickoffs and field goals.
Where did this backup kicker to Mike Meyer come from?
Don't know. Marshall Keene.
Okay.
6 feet tall, 160 pounds, redshirt freshman. If you know where he came from, give Bud a call tonight after midnight,
After midnight.
on his
Say
home
that.
phone.
Have you seen the new facility?
I haven't.
Have you seen him, Murph?
No, I haven't.
I haven't
Bud?
been.
No.
You seen
No.
the new thing?
No, outside on TV, John Campbell had a story on it. I think it was last night.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
we're out of time,
We're ready.
but it's
Darn.
time.
It's time. That's
It's official. It's football
time.
season.
It is
I'm
college
just happy
football
with this
season.
call.
About darn
Staff.
time, right, Murph?
Yep. We're happy. We're excited about the new coaches.
Yeah.
We're excited about the new players that we get to see. We're also ready for the high school football season for all 3 high school teams from Iowa City, and even some of them outside of Iowa City. Get out there Friday night and support your home team high school program. And don't forget the game on Saturday for the Hawkeyes starts at 2:30 on ESPNU.
Which
or,
is?
I don't know. It depends on whether you have high-def cable or expanded cable package or DirecTV or Dish Network.
22 will get it.
22 on.
Mediacom.
Oh, it will? Are you sure? That's the Connections channel.
Yeah,
I hope
think
that's
so.
true. If you look
One minute
channel
now.
22 on cable, you might be able to find the game there. Worst comes to worst, it's on KXIC 800 AM.
Absolutely.
Gary Dolphin and
Eddie Polo.
Eddie Polo.
Surely they have to be televising that in Iowa City area.
well, ESPNU.
I mean, I don't have ESPN.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Pick it up on 22.
Well, I hope it's
No, you
there.
don't.
Not always.
I know.
Not this.
We're going to have to wrap this one up. On
Well,
behalf of Bob Boyd and Buddy Supel and Earl Murphy, I'm Dirk Keller thanking you for watching. You can watch us every Wednesday night at 6 p.m., every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., every Sunday night at 6 p.m. on Channel 18. You can always check it out on the patv.tv website or on my Facebook page. Thanks for watching, and remember, either you're a Hawk or you're not. Go Hawks.
Amen.